You don't need more followers. You need one right introduction, one room, one handshake. Here's how I networked my way into millions and how you can too. Hi there, welcome once again to the best thing since sliced bread. Mindscale with Olushola. It's a pleasure. Thank you for showing up week in, week out, and thank you for being a part of all of this. Before we get right into the juice, I'd like to kindly remind you that in case you haven't subscribed, you're in the wrong. Kindly click on the subscribe button or follow because this is about to be an amazing one. And I also want you to turn on your post notification so you'll be the first person to know when another episode drops. Okay? Thank you so much for doing that. All right, are we ready? Let's get into the juice as fast as we can. Now, today, I'm about to expose my playbook on networking and the things you should know about meeting the right people and getting them to propel you towards success. My talking points will be broken down into 5 major steps. So yeah, take it as 5 major steps to help you network your way into millions. The first thing I'm going to say is lead with value and not a pitch. Lead with value and not a pitch. Why did I say that? I think one of the most abused words in the world is the word networking. A lot of people say they networked or claim they network, and whereas all they did was just be a parasite to people. A lot of people want to always receive and take from people without giving anything. And one of the main mistakes you can make is to think that high net worth individuals just want to give you stuff. Oh no. I'm privileged to be a high net worth individual in my own right, in a particular industry, being a thought leader, right, within the business leadership and self-leadership space, right? And one thing I can tell you for sure is, in my capacity as keynote speaker, business consultant, or clarity coach, I move around from place to place. And in many cases, a lot of people walk up to me after conference by conference and go, oh, hi, I do this, I do that. A lot of people keep coming with stuff that they do. I'll be honest with you, only once in 100 cases do I find something genuinely fascinating because it applies to me or can advance my own personal projects. And truth of the matter is, many times, even though it doesn't advance my project, I still get interested and maybe sometimes help them out. But truth is, not every high net worth individual has time for that. Most of them are looking for people that will advance them also and help their cause. And so instead of always being too pitchy, how about before going to meet such a person, you had already planned your way and designed ways that not only they can discern your value, but ways that you can be of value to them. So instead of saying stuff like, oh, I do this, that, in a way, I think you should rephrase it. Talk a bit about what you've done, what you're currently doing, and how you can help them move from this level to another. Because trust me, every successful and accomplished person knows there's a next level and they want to get there. If you can help them get there, beautiful. So I repeat, lead with value and not a pitch. Think about this. What can I give this person that makes their life easier today? I did that. I've always done it. In every relationship I get into, with every big man that I meet, I always ensure that I try to offer them something. I always ensure that I try to give them stuff. I always ensure that I'm the one who is coming up with ways to make their lives better. And this is important. Trust me, successful people are actually attracted to people who want to bear their burdens. So you need to learn to position yourself as a solution and not a fan. This is important. You can be a fan. There's nothing wrong in that. But look, I've got so many fans. What stands you out? What will stand you out is the value that you have on offer. So look out for it, because HNIs look out for it. Now, the second thing you need to know is that follow-up is the real game changer. This is important. Look, I used to suck at follow-up. So terribly. I'd exchange contacts with people at events and stuff, and I never really would check in. I'm not the type of guy to say, oh, I met you today, can we do it? But I began to realize that, it's important. Follow-up is important because people don't ignore you because you're not good enough. They forget because they are busy. It's important. They don't ignore you because you're not good enough. They forget because they are busy. And so follow up is knowing that when I meet someone at an event, I need to ensure that the connection is solidified. It could be on their birthdays. It could be that you know something about them. It could be that you just wanted to check in on something. I advise that you follow up, because as long as someone gives you their contact or someone creates a line of communication, it means that to a given extent they kind of find your communication valuable to them. And so it's good. Explore those channels. And so the more I began to follow up with people, the more I began to have conversations, the more I began to check in, those relationships began to blossom. They're important. Follow up. Follow up is the game changer. In fact, even in sales, it's been said that the average customer had to be followed up with a number of times. Some of you think that you just sell the first time. No. There's got to be a sales funnel, right? You from the advertising to everything, you have to turn them from cold leads to warm leads before they become hot leads. And so it's important. So you have to follow up. Keep following up. I'm not saying you lay your problems with them. It could just be a follow-up of, how was your day? Oh, I saw you at this event. Oh, and I thought to share this with you. Oh, your presentation was so nice. I like what you talked about. Follow-up is key, because you will be ignored or you will be forgotten so quickly if you do not follow up. The third rule of networking is this. You need to learn to treat every connection like a seed. Every connection like what? Like a seed. Why did I say this? Many times we tend to think that every single networking relationship that we strike or build must blossom in the immediate. Oh, no. It doesn't happen that way. It's got to be nurtured. You have to grow into it. You have to add it. You have to build it. You have to wet that seed. You have to water it. You have to just show up. One thing I've learned is that in many cases, it might not even germinate until much later. For example, apple takes about 2 to 3 years to blossom and grow. Banana, on the other hand, takes about 9 months. Some of you have been trying to nurture apple networks the same way you nurture banana. For some, it will take time. For some, they will need some years of talking, years of follow-up, or years of, maybe not so frequent contact to be able to at least build on the camaraderie, build on so many things, build on the relationship before it can maybe germinate. Another thing I've also learned, particularly with this, is that you should be very strategic in what you do, in the sense that you shouldn't always play the short-term game, play the long-term game. Understand that sometimes it will be also wrong for you to demand a connection, how do I put it, or a favor from someone you've only just met. Give it time. Give it time. In fact, sometimes you never can tell when that connection will surface for you in the future and add something meaningful to your CV. Very important. It could be that you just linked up with the person and several years after you saw the person again and the person said, oh, you know what? I need this, or I have a friend who needs this, or you could even be the person helping the person. And so one of the things I'll tell you is try to serve also, like serve in the relationship, wet it. Sometimes you could even go as far as getting a birthday gift for the person, doing stuff. Let me just tell you the truth. Big men don't forget these things. They don't. It's a seed. Make sure you wet it. They don't forget. When their emotional bank is full and their tank is full, they remember you. They remember that you called on the birthday. They remember that you texted on the birthday. It makes sense. They remember. They don't forget. They don't. They absolutely don't. And so I would say treat it like a seed. Massage it, nurture it, and it's okay if it doesn't germinate immediately. Just keep at it, keep waiting. As long as the seed doesn't die, keep growing. And before you know it, one day that connection could prove very, 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 very vital in your journey. The fourth thing, and maybe one of the most important that I'll tell you, is stay top of mind. Stay top of mind. And in staying top of mind, you must understand that content is your digital handshake. And showing up consistently, even when you might not be selling something, could prove very vital in your journey. I'll put it this way. If I was speaking about 50 years ago, I'll tell you, okay, a way to stay in touch is by maybe getting the person's landline or telephone number in their homes and then checking once in a while and many more things. If I was speaking 20 years ago, I would say, you know what, you could shoot them a text, right? And let them know you're there. But I'm speaking in the advent of digital media, And there's been a paradigm shift in communication, which means one of the best ways to actually keep up with communication and ensure that your networks don't die out is actually through content. I can't begin to tell you how many connections I have made and solidified, and it's just been WhatsApp status that has kept us connected. Through WhatsApp, the person knows what you're saying. Through your story post, the person knows what you're talking about. Through the IG post, the person exactly is seeing all that you're up to. I see this thing on LinkedIn again, which is very brilliant, where people tell their stories and just say, you know what, I'm thrilled to announce that I just got a job somewhere. People are watching. Your connections are seeing it. Your networks are seeing it. They are enthused by your journey. And let me tell you something. Many times they might not like the post. Many times they might not comment. Sometimes they might not share, but they're seeing it. And it's because you remain on their minds. Let me tell you something. Out of sight is out of mind. And out of mind means that your value will never be in demand. And so remember, content is your digital handshake. Keep showing up. Show up consistently. Show up in a way where everyone you are connected with can see you. These days, the most powerful connection is even somebody you meet following you. And that way the person is seen. In fact, many times, exchanging social media handles and following each other is more powerful than exchanging phone numbers. Because phone numbers are dormant at best. And it would take a very, 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 very thorough search through one's phone book before the person can even remember that they have your contact. And so, I hope this helps. Number 5. This one might not be what you're expecting. But can I tell you? When you think network, stop thinking just HNIs and people who have gone ahead. Sometimes, think your friends. Think your friends. A whole lot of times, many people look for ready-made relationships and they forget that some of their friends that are currently on their own journey and growing with them, who might not look like it now, will end up in the future becoming people who have built solid names for themselves. So here's the point. Do not despise your current relationships because you've seen some big shots somewhere. And so while you network upwards, while you network vertically, also network horizontally. Carry your friends along. Be interested in their journey. Know what they're doing. Invest in their lives. Help if you can and when you can, because they will never forget. It could be 20 years down the line and begin to cash in or cash out on those little investments that you've made several years ago. And so my point is, when I said I networked my way to millions, I wasn't just saying I networked my way with people up there. Can I tell you? I was also very, very intentional with my friendships because my friends became my biggest cheerleaders. My friends became my partners. My friends became the people who helped also push me and propel me towards success. I really hope that wherever you are right now, you have someone or a friend or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people you might be in the same industry that could be of high value to you in the future. But it starts by not despising them now. Recognize their potentials early enough. Not everybody will end up successful, but recognize the potentials of the ones that you can see and spot from now, and put yourself in their hearts, plant yourself in their lives, and you will both rise to the top. This is important because proximity is power, like Tony Robbins will say, and your network is truly your net worth, like Porter Girl will say, and like it's popularly said. And I really hope that this video has helped you, and I really hope that it has given some value one way or another. Do not forget to like this video, and also do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Subscribe. Press follow, please. Have you done it? Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you, my network. Have a blessed one.